Hello everyone, Mr. Science Mover here. I am a huge Disney fan. My family has visited Walt Disney World about every other year since I was old enough to remember, and it's amazing in new ways every single time. I love how the characters Disney brings to life through their stories on screen are translated into a real-world opportunity for guests to bond with them. Help Buzz defeat Zurg by shooting targets, deliver cargo in the actual Millennium Falcon, and even talk to Crush in real time. The life that Disney gives these characters outside of their respective movies is incredible. This long monologue leads me to talk about Disney's new game, Disney Dreamlight Valley. It is the best gameplay incarnation of the aforementioned philosophy Disney has done yet. If you've ever played Animal Crossing, this game is nearly identical, but that doesn't make it bad. In fact, that's a good thing. Animal Crossing lets you build up a town with villagers you get to meet and befriend over time. That's where I think Dreamlight Valley has the advantage. In Animal Crossing, you go in looking to make friends. I didn't know who I would meet, or that my new friend Marshall would become so popular. In Dreamlight Valley, I know these characters already, and I expect them to know me. Something most games have to deal with is introducing the player to its new characters, but most notably, this is intentionally avoided in sequels. A game like Portal 2 would feel empty if GLaDOS didn't recognize the player as being the one who killed her in the first game, which is why when an early build of the game didn't feature this scene, playtesters were disappointed that they weren't recognized. In that sense, I think of Disney Dreamlight Valley as a sequel. Despite being the first and likely only game, it is a sequel to the catalog of Disney. We know these characters already, and they know us. Or at least, they should. Cue the main conflict of this game. Your town of Disney characters has been overrun by a mysterious dark force known as the Forgetting. As the name implies, this causes all of the villagers to forget everything about their previous lives, including who you are. It's a clever solution to the problem. You're technically meeting these characters for the first time in-game, but you've met them before. They just don't know it. It's up to you to restore everyone's memories of their town and of each other. Beyond the story itself, this game is extremely faithful to the original characters' stories. This goes from the obvious ones, like making Scrooge the shop owner, to more nuanced ones. Some of my favorite callbacks are ones you might even miss if you aren't keeping a keen eye. The character who teaches you how to fish is Goofy, just as he taught Max in a Goofy movie. When you meet Kristoff, not only has he forgotten who you are, but he's also forgotten where he is. In fact, he really is lost in the woods this time. And of course, the adorable Wally is given a garden, because despite now living on an Earth with plentiful vegetation, he still loves plants. It's things like these, sticking to the characters' personalities, that really makes this game for me. It's not just a hollow cash grab like Disney Magic Kingdoms was. It's an actual experience that cares about its characters. In terms of gameplay, as I've already said, it plays pretty much like Animal Crossing, but that's not a bad thing. Complete goals for your villagers to help them remember their lost past. These goals involve fishing, mining, digging, harvesting crops, and other standard life sim actions. It does get a bit repetitive sometimes, but hey, when Mickey himself asks you for 50 corn, you get him 50 corn. This game is more of a satisfying way to pass the time and feel fulfilled in doing so, rather than a high-paced action game. There's pretty much no hot conflict, and everything is very passive, which is quite a peaceful time actually. It's extremely chill, to the point where you befriend even villains like Ursula and Mother Gothel. And on that note, this game has a great selection of characters as well. My main gripe about games like Kingdom Hearts is that because they have to fully flesh out each world, they can't feature as many. On the other hand, games like Disney Magic Kingdoms use soulless husks of their original characters to get you to spend money on them. This game strikes a nice balance, giving the characters enough storyline to make them feel lifelike, but not enough to distract from any other character. You can finish anyone's storyline at your own pace. In addition, on a more personal note, I definitely connect better with the characters in this game, like Wally and Maui, than the Queen of Hearts or the Dalmatians. I'm sure it's just a generational thing, but I'm glad the game is acknowledging its target audience. As well, the game is planned to keep getting more additions over time. On release, in addition to your standard Mickey and friends, we'll have characters from Frozen, Moana, Ratatouille, Wall-E, Tangled, and The Little Mermaid. But it's already been confirmed that we'll also be getting characters from Lilo and Stitch, Toy Story, Wreck-It Ralph, The Lion King, and Monsters Inc. This is honestly a stacked lineup, and if these characters stay as true to themselves as the existing ones, then this game is going to have some great content coming. Of course, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the Battle Pass. What? You're saying? A game like this has a Battle Pass? Well, yes. But it's not a bad or scummy one, I think. It's simply a way for people who are more invested in the game to have some more customization options available. There's a free tier and a paid tier, and you level up by completing jobs on the event board. In fact, some of the rewards are the currency used to buy the Battle Pass in the first place, and you can almost recoup the cost of the Battle Pass if you finish it to completion. The rewards are great, and given that we know we're getting more DLC characters, I have no problem putting my money into this game. There's a whole lot in this game that I'm sure I missed in this review, but trust me when I say this game is the game I didn't know I wanted, but that I'm glad I have. I'm excited to see where the game goes from here, and hopefully it performs well enough to give us more characters way into the future. If I had to give it a number rating, I'd say it deserves a 9 out of 10. I gave it this rating before looking at other outlets, but I come to find out it actually has a 95% positive rating on Steam. Wow. If that isn't an endorsement enough, I don't know what is. This game's honestly great, and the only downside I have with it is that it gets a bit tedious after a while. It's not really a game you can sit and play for 12 hours, maybe 3 max if you're lucky, but that's not what it's trying to be, so it sits comfortably in its niche. I would definitely recommend this game as a relaxing cooldown from the action of other games, something to just sit and maybe watch a Disney movie at the same time. Even if you're not a huge Disney fan like me, you can still meet the characters firsthand to get a better understanding of who they are, and then go watch their movies. It is a fun game in its own right. Anyway, that's it from me. Stay tuned for more Dreamlight Valley content, tips and tricks, or perhaps some modding if it's in the cards. Until then, have a good one, everybody.